Hello and welcome back to Bristol City Football Club, currently sitting at the top of the Sky Bet Championship table, which means we could in a matter of months, be facing regular Premiership opposition. So today, a couple of days' time, is a very important test for us. We will be, for the first time this season, up against Premiership top-tier opposition in the form of Aston Villa in the quarter-finals of the Carabao Cup. We have the home advantage here, which is certainly going to play in our favour, but let's be honest, we're up against top-tier opposition here. So, as the betting goes, we are going into this game as, to be honest, the underdogs. But that match is still a couple of days away, and we still have other things to deal with. The world doesn't stop spinning. And one of those things is our loan report. We have a whole raft of players out on loan at other clubs. And one of those players is Tyreek Backinson, who, to be honest, I've not been paying much attention to recently. But this is a really good report. So what I thought I'd do is just have a look at Tyreek and just see how he compares to our current squad. Now, we did this last time when we were looking at Adam Nagy, who's just come back from injury. So we'll start with him. They play in a similar sort of role, defensive midfielder, centre role. They have different sort of abilities and skills, obviously. And as we can see here on the sort of circular diagram, it's not really a circle, it's a circular diagram in the centre here, their skills are very much comparable. And in fact, Tyreek has an advantage here. I mean, he's actually a good deal taller, 191 centimetres against 178. So his aerial ability is significantly better than Adam's, being a little bit shorter. Let's put it like that. Let's be polite about it. A slight deficit in his sort of mental approach to the game, his tactical awareness perhaps just needs honing, and that's why he's out on loan, to bring that up to speed and provide something really good for the team as a whole. But yeah, this is impressive. I was quite impressed when I saw this, to be honest. So that's comparing him against Adam. Let's compare him with a couple of other players who would fit also in that midfield role. So if we compare him with another player like, say, Marcus Hendrickson, another key midfield player for us, Marcus here has a slight advantage in the attacking area, and also, again, his sort of mental approach to the game. He's that much more aware of tactics, and he's got that better vision on the field. But again, I mean, so comparable at this stage on their career development. However, if we were to compare Tyreek against Hanoa Masengo, who is clearly, as you see, a very well-equipped defensive player. He's got the mental awareness, he's got the tactical skills, and he's got the physicality to get in and defend if need be. So I think this is possibly that sort of situation where you might have in a match one player on the pitch and the other on the subs bench, and depending on how the match plays out, whether you want someone who's got that better attacking capability or you need someone to hold the fort, as it were, hold the line, put the team into a more defensive position. So yeah, it's nice having this sort of similar skills but a slight differentiation in role. But Tyreek is not the only one amongst our younger players who is developing very nicely. We also have James Morton, who's currently playing out at Dagenham and Redbridge for us. He's a little bit younger, just a year younger, only 20 years old. But again, he's coming along very nicely indeed. He doesn't quite match the capabilities of Tyreek, but, you know, a few more months, another year, he could be in that same sort of ballpark. So we're looking out to see how he develops as well. So I think, looking forward to the next season, we're going to see Tyreek on the field, I think, quite a bit. But I mean, it's not just our own players, the players we already have under contract or currently going through our youth development system. We do need to keep an eye out on the market and find other players that could sort of fill a potential gap going forward. And Archie Meekinson appeared to fill that. Only 17 years old, so he's still got room for development, but the scouting team and the data analysis team reckon Archie is a very decent prospect indeed. According to this, unfortunately, he's a little bit prone to injury, but we will see that. We've got a very good medical centre, so hopefully that won't become an issue. And talking of the medical centre, the latest update from those guys, we've got a clean bill of health for Marley Watkins, Adam Nagy and Hanoa Masengo. But as we can see here, although they're all in reasonably good condition, they're not quite match fit yet, so we may need to limit, particularly in terms of Adam Nagy and Hanno and Masengo, how much time they actually spend on the pitch, just to be sure we don't put them at risk of further injury. So match day has arrived, and this is the team we're putting forward. We're going to go with our natural strikers, Nahki Wells and Benica Fobe. They've done well recently, so hopefully they can keep that going. I am going to be playing Adam Nagy. This is his first game back from injury. Likewise, Callum Adauda. We have seen him perform before, and he's only just recovered from injury as well, so we'll get him into the mix. Back four, yeah, they're pretty much the same, and David Bentley, once again, our senior goalkeeper, taking on the stopping responsibilities there. So let's see how this pans out. Our very first match against Premiership opposition this season in the quarterfinals. I was nearly about to say semi-finals, we're not quite there yet. The quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. Well, that didn't go too badly, did it? I am so pleased. That's a solid result, 4-3. Though those last 5 minutes were quite tense. Scoring a third goal, you could feel the heart rate going, you could feel that nervous twitch creeping in as those final minutes counted down. But we held off in what was quite a nice result. I just love the fact that most of our goals there were fairly nice sort of tap-ins. Right up close, we just sneaked them past the goalkeeper. That's the skill of the striker, really, isn't it? It's being in that position in a crowded penalty box and just tapping it into the back of the net. Great news though, Adam Nagy, his first goal since recovering from injury, since coming back onto the pitch, so that will boost his confidence no end, I am sure. And all in all, a good team performance. Nahki Wells there getting, for 2 goals, why not, player of the match. If there's one downside to the match, it's going to be in terms of possession. We really didn't keep control of the ball that much. We had some really great play, which I'll touch on again in a moment. But in terms of possession, I mean, if you don't have the ball, then you can't score, really, at the end of the day. The heat map here kind of shows that we were sort of off the boil, really, in all the deep red areas for Aston Villa. That's where they were particularly busy. That's where they held the ball. That's where they played it. We were kind of sort of roaming around the pitch. But I do want to draw attention to Jack Hunt and Callum O'Dowda, the right-hand side. Really impressive work. They worked really well together. I'm not decrying the work of Nicholas Eliasson on the left there. Always very busy, always very effective. But particularly in the first half, Jack Hunt getting the ball out of our half of the pitch, up into the Aston Villa half, up into an area where the strikers could make use of it, and working very well with Callum O'Dowda to create a good many clear chances. We only got 4 of them, but hey, 4's better than 3, say no more. So looking at this sort of breakdown of the key aspects of each player's match, each player's game, look at Jack Hunt there, top left, 100% tackles won, 85% pass completion. That's pretty impressive. Callum O'Dowda, okay, apparently his cross completion wasn't terribly good, but he was very busy. Nearly 11 kilometres run throughout that 90 minutes, 94 minutes if you include all the extra time. And the press were pretty impressed with it as well, and I'm not surprised. All in all, quite a good match to watch. I think that was quite the spectacle for the spectators. As I said earlier, a little bit nerve-wracking for us on the bench, in the managers and the directors' boxes, but nonetheless a jolly good result for the team. Naturally enough, of course, Nahki Wells gets his own write-ups in the paper. Player of the match, 2 goals, 2 very nice goals to be fair. He just really got into the right position and just tapped them into the back of the net. Pretty impressive work. I'm not going to argue with that. So this is how the quarter-finals played out. We beat Aston Villa, Man City beat West Ham, and then on the following day, Wednesday, Wolves beat Brighton and Chelsea beat Crystal Palace. It's going to be a tough match regardless. So, well, a couple of matches. It's 2 legs, isn't it, for the semi-finals? But yes, something to look forward to, and hopefully, I mean, if we get the likes of Man City or Chelsea, and no disrespect to Wolves, but the TV income from that should be very good as well. Be very positive for the finances. And it's not just that. It's not just the fact that we beat Premiership opposition for the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. The Championship performances have also been pretty good, and I'm so pleased to see in this week's Team of the Week, Vincent Harper, newly promoted to the first team, featuring there along with our well-established player, Zach Viner. And I think that's a pretty nice place to end up on for this episode of Football Manager 2020. We'll be facing Sheffield Wednesday in a few days' time, back in the Championship. So if you want to see if we can continue our current unbeaten run, 18 matches so far, can we make it 19? There's only one way you can find that out, of course, and that's to join me again in the next episode of Football Manager 2020. So thank you for joining me today, and if you've enjoyed this, it'd be great to hear from you. A bit of a like would be lovely. Even better, though, if you've got any thoughts, hints and tips, recommendations, suggestions, very welcome indeed. As I've said before, I don't actually know anything about football itself. I just love playing this game. So if you've got anything to say, please do let me know. Just drop a note into the comments box below. It'd be awesome to hear from you. And of course, if you've not already subscribed to the channel, you could do that now. And that way you'll know when I upload another one of these. The next match, Sheffield Wednesday, remember? Or any of my other Let's Play series. But from me, Ajaxpost, here in Football Manager 2020. Until the next time, bye-bye for now.